And welcome, crypto traders, to another day of analysis. Today we're looking at the new token Forth, part of the Ample Forth network. It is the governing token for that network, and we're seeing some interesting things, on the chart. Nothing too complicated here, and we haven't drawn a bunch of lines like we normally do. But some things we wanted to point out and talk about. So, before we dive in, of course, not a licensed financial advisor. The videos that we're doing, they're not financial advice. We tend to enjoy looking at charts. We like doing that in the community. If you like looking at charts too, go ahead and drop the subscribe. We try to stick away from some of the absurdities in the market and just stick to really looking at charting and where things are headed. So, this is a little bit more of a bullish chart in my opinion. It's nice to see, and I should caveat that with Forth has nothing on Bitcoin's potential to move the macro market downwards. I wouldn't be shocked if this got invalidated. But there's a couple interesting things going on here with the new token release, the decrease in Bitcoin dominance that's still kind of being maintained, and that makes this interesting. So what I see is you go back to the big drops May 19th, week of May 19th, and you see sort of set in some of these lows around $13.50. And actually, we're setting higher lows right now, despite still having this downward momentum. So that's really nice to note, because it seems to suggest that it's possible that Ample Forth, or the Forth token itself, may have bottomed. And if that's the case, that would be, fantastic. And especially given, this is a new token, so that wouldn't surprise me too much. I think my long-term hopes for this are, a little bit over 150. So, given where we are right now, and I'm buying where we are at. I'm looking for this sort of like long-term 800% return on Forth token, and people are like, oh, you said you don't do any ridiculous stuff. Frankly, I don't consider, a 1 to 2 year expectation of 800% in cryptocurrency to be that ridiculous. If I was talking about it in a few weeks, maybe that would be wild, but this is a new token that was put on Coinbase back in mid-April. So right before the market downward momentum, and I actually kind of thought this was going to shoot up right then while we were still bullish. But the momentum flipped, and it's kind of been slowly deflating since the beginning of May, and then it hit with everything else and near the end of May and dropped pretty substantially. And now we've got all of these support and resistance lines to reclaim, and I think there's a lot of probably potential for quick and easy profit between these lines, depending on how you want to play them. We're looking at 30%, some 15 to 30% between each of these, and then this last one again is closer to about 30%. So a lot of potential, of course. Always potential for downside, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Bitcoin continues to go down and we do invalidate this trend line with the higher lows here. But fingers crossed. This could be a pretty good play. And with that $150 target, I'm probably interested. The closer to zero that we go, I probably will just buy more. So one of the things I was mentioning here, and I want to take a look at that, is what's going on with Bitcoin dominance right now, because that's pretty interesting. And I know I've been talking to a lot of people who aren't big into analyzing the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I always ask them why. It's so important to how things are going in crypto, and I think the story of what's been going on recently is really the story of the Bitcoin dominance chart. you know, May 19th, the day we get the big drop, is sort of the, ooh, TradingView gets their free ad. No, they don't. May 19th, the day of the big drop, is really this day of Bitcoin dominance resurgence that we hadn't seen in quite some time. You know, if you go on the chart and do the actual measure it out, you know, it's a single day, almost 12% jump in Bitcoin dominance, which is just a massive dump of altcoins, and really impressive. I mean, I think you got to go back quite a while to see a single day candle that looks anything like that. And here we've had a little bit of possible reversal on Bitcoin dominance as well. Frankly, it's a little scary as somebody who loves their shit coins, because if Bitcoin dominance is going to reverse this long-standing pattern, that would likely mean that the alt season is over, and folks will be like, "Oh, when's the alt season starting?" Alt season's been going on since fucking November. I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear. Alt season's been here, yo. Where you at? Where you at? So, obviously, there's a couple of different ways that this could play out. I'm trying to see if we have any other good, opportunities where stuff looks kind of similar to this. Here, this is probably an okay one. Both of these periods of consolidation look a little bit like this. Yeah, so a lot of these, I think a lot of the times we get this sort of similar setup on Bitcoin dominance. It does end up pushing Bitcoin dominance back up. So depending on how forceful that is, we might see Bitcoin dominance back above. I think we might see it go back to 53% between these two, maybe. A little retrace upward if we break out of this. I mean, Bitcoin dominance is such an interesting chart. I really want to look at this versus Ethereum USD. Of course, I gotta get time frame so that it's visible. Yeah, so interesting. I mean, Ethereum just completely wrecks Bitcoin dominance when, or Ethereum USD is doing amazing when this is falling. But then we have May 18th, which erases so many Ethereum gains. And here we're kind of just, wondering what's going on. And these two are going to be reverse correlated as we go forward. Ethereum, if this chart continues, if we go to where I expect to, sadly, it's gonna do this to Ethereum, which nobody wants. I certainly don't want that to happen. Wouldn't be good for altcoins, wouldn't be good for much in the market, but I mean, it'd be good for Bitcoin. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. This does look like the most momentum on the Bitcoin dominance chart that we've seen in quite a while, so I would probably paying attention to that. But a lot of different things to think about. What do you think, folks? What's interesting to you? Of course, nice reminder here at the end, not financial advice. We don't purport it to be financial advice, nor do we have a license, or are we trying to give financial advice. We like the charts, we like to share the charts, we like to talk about ideas, and if you like those things too, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe, drop the like, and thanks for checking in.